This is your beloved Minister Austin Smith with ZMR Radio on the Wake Up Call. Wake up. Wake up. It's high time. We do always rise, giving all the kabod and the kabod to the Most High Yah, through his being Yahushua HaMashiach. Truly grateful and thankful. Even as I was standing here, I was thinking about a song that we used to sing back a long time ago. We said, I thank Yah for Yahushua and what he's done for me. And that's truly one of the things that I am today. I'm truly thankful for all that the man is for me, all that he's done for me, because I couldn't have done it for myself. And taking that thought, it really gives us a mind to put the value on him when you look at all he's done for you. You look at all the things that were out of your power, all the situations bigger than you, and I look at it, man, that came through and done the things I couldn't do for myself. I'd be a fool not to appreciate him. I'd be a fool not to value a person that came through and gave me a deliverance that I could have never gotten for myself. A man that gave me an opportunity to take part in his rest. He did it. But the rest that I'm looking to obtain is take part of whose? His rest. So the thing that I got to look at is if I don't have him, I would have never got it. If he wouldn't have done all the things that he did, you know, it's easy to talk about how Yahusha died for me. Oh, he died for my sins. He died for my transgressions. That's good. But guess what he did before he died? He lived. This man lived, not just that he had life and health and strength and had mobility and activity of the limbs, but he lived according to the word. So the thing I look at is even in his death was according to what? The word. His life was according to what? The word. Everything that he did had to be according to the word. So he left me an example that if I do everything according to the word, I can take part of the rest that he got. Right. Only because guess what establishes the fact that he got a rest? The word. Everything that he got is dictated by the word. So if I break the pattern of the discipline of living attached to the word, then I can never get part of the rest, because it's all attached to the writings. It's all attached to the words. So I'm truly grateful, not just that he died, but how he lived. And he did, in the way that he lived, he left me an example that I can follow the same pattern. I can follow the same footsteps. Guess what? If I follow a person and I put my foot everywhere they foot go, guess where I'm gonna be at? Everywhere he go, I'm gonna be there. So if I continue on to walk, my stopping point isn't here. My stopping point is where he is. So if I look at it, man, he's sitting on the right hand of the throne. He's got a Malkuth. He's got an empire. If I follow his steps, guess where it should lead me to? It should lead me right to his empire. That's why, get me Yahuah chapter 14, 14 and 1. Go ahead and get me that Romans chapter 15 and 4. Listen to the book.
For whatever
was written before now.
Nikatab Talamidas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So guess what? If his living was according to the writings, then guess what it was for? His living was given to show me how to be like him and the Father. So the thing that he did, he didn't do it in secret. Because you know what? This thing wasn't done in no corner. Just like he told you that no man light a candle and put it under a bushel. Because guess what happened? If I put it under the table, you can't see it. So you would never get a chance to understand what you need to do. You would never get a chance to understand how your light need to be shining. That's why he did everything in front of the people. Guess what? So much so, guess how high he put him? I put him so high that all could see him. Guess what? And I had to put it in all these different languages because I wanted everybody to be able to understand what they were looking at. So now if you understand what you're looking at, then you have no excuse not to be able to obtain. Come on.
So that through endurance.
So when we saw that he endured, guess what it was supposed to do for us? It was supposed to give us a mindset not to quit. Come on.
And through the Nakumath.
Because of the comfort he got, I take mind that I can also get a comfort. I got to go through some things, that's right. Okay, but guess what he can give me through the writings? Comfort. And not just the fact that the word give me comfort, but guess what the word also does? It foretells of the comforter. Right. It foretells of the man that's coming to give me a comfort. So that's how I take my comfort through the writings. It ain't just because, oh yeah, you know what? I read Oriah 2 and 23. Oh, that's good, beautiful. Guess what? That doesn't do anything unless the writings are telling me about what he's coming to do for me. So the reason why it gives me confidence is because my belief is the same way he did something for them, he'll do the same thing for me. It ain't just a matter of me just reading something off a piece of paper. At that point, I can read any old book. It's because of my belief based upon the writings, based upon me seeing what he did for believers. I know that if I believe the way that they believe, guess what he'll do for me? He'll do the same thing. That's why in the 11th chapter of the book of Abarim, he kept telling you about all these people. You know why? Because guess what he told you about in the beginning of Abarim 11? No, he told you about the Amunah. He told you about the belief. I'm telling you about the belief that they had, then I'm telling you why. So that way you can take part of the same belief. So then, so even what you're saying, they without us cannot be made perfect, because everything that I'm going to do is based upon what? Based upon what they did, based upon me seeing what they went through, based upon me seeing, okay, they didn't quit. Because this is what you got to look at, even with this right here. If the writings, right, if the writings were good, and no problem was with the writings, but it didn't save nobody, then what value is it? It's of no value. The same thing with them. If all their suffering doesn't come in to be a help to you, then what value is it? Who was it for? Because no man supposed to live to himself. So if everything he gave me, if all the understanding, Musha, right? He got all this understanding, but he didn't give it to us. What value would it have been? What we have said, oh, Musha, you a savior. Oh, nothing. Nobody would be talking about Musha. He didn't do nothing for you. The same way with any preacher. Okay, a preacher got a lot of knowledge, right? Right, a lot of knowledge, a lot of understanding. He'll even tell you, he'll be like, oh yeah, I'll show you how to do that, something with that. I'll show you how that works. Guess what? If he doesn't show it to you, then guess what that knowledge is? It's of no value if it don't help you. It's of no value if it doesn't come in to be a benefit to you. Yeah. That's why he keep having them to come in and be able to proclaim to the bar, because he needs to show that he can be made perfect once he shows that it can be a benefit to you. Yeah. If it doesn't help you, then what value is it? Nothing. If these writers don't be a benefit to you, then what value is it? That's why he needs you to take part of it, so that way you can show people what? It's got a value. This is your opportunity to be able to put value on the word once the people see what you do with it. Yeah. That's why he told you that you're supposed to be a what? Light. Living epistles. You right with me too. But you're supposed to be a living epistles. Done what? Hid under the table. Done in the corner. Done in their secret. Close your doors and close your windows. I need to do that so that way unashamed can be able to see. Men and women need to be able to see the power of the word. Now, how are they going to see it? So when they don't see it, who the fault in? The fault's in you. You be ashamed and continue on and let the fault continue. Come on, what I got you holding? You go ahead, finish up that Romans 15:4.
Of the Ketubim,
of the writings.
We might have Tikva.
We might have a cord. I tell you what, I was nervous when I first started. I said, it's been a while. But I tell you what, I got my footing. I got my footing. He gave you direction. I got you holding Yukonon chapter 14:1. They call it the book of John. Also get me U'ala Shemut chapter 31. Matter of fact, you get me U'ala Shemut chapter 31:12. Lee, you get me Barashit chapter 2:1. Whoever get theirs first, just go ahead and throw it out there. We'll catch it.
What was the Barashit again?
2:1. I appreciate you. You know what? And one of the things that he also allowed me to he allowed me to take mind of is even what we just did. We went out on a vacation, went out on a trip. Everything has an expense. It's got a cost to it. But what'll make a man say, you know what, I'll spend the money to take this trip? Because I look at the pleasure that I'm going to get through it. So if the vacation or the trip doesn't give me a pleasure, then my money was wasted. That's the same thing that happened with us coming in. It's a lot of things that we got to sacrifice and suffer and go through it to obtain salvation. But if the salvation is just me to go and do more work, then really, I didn't even have to do that. I could have just sat down here and just bull-jived. What was the purpose of me doing all this work to pay for something that was just more work? Yeah. So if I'm spending and I'm investing my time into something, what am I looking to get? I'm looking to get back something better than what I'm sacrificing in order to obtain it. That's just like this right here. You know, when I look at somebody say, hey, I got this for sale, I have to, in order for me to spend my money on this, I have to look at this thing as better than the money that I've done, better than the money I have. Now, the money I have is only because of what? Works that I've done. So now I have to look at this right here. So let's say I bought this mug. This mug was $20. Let's say I make $10 an hour. Was this mug worth 2 hours of the work that I did? That's what you got to look at. You got to look at this. When I go out there and I sacrifice and I say, you know what? I see that woman, she look good. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fornicate with her. Is that worth all the work that it's going to cost me? Is it worth all the suffering that I'm going to have to go through? Is it worth me burning in Sheol? So when I go in, I say, you know what, I'll let go of what I've already gotten. I'll let go of this opportunity that I've been given through the writings, opportunity that I've been getting to obtain perfection. I'll let it go. And I say, you know what, I want that instead. Now, so why would he, you know what, that's why he would burn up a man and a woman. You know why? Because you took this thing and you said it was better than me. So now I got to punish you because I've given you life. I put life in you. And you chose to say, you know what, I'll forfeit the life. How did you do that? Because the wages of sin is death. So when I go after sin, I forfeited life. Yeah. I've given life in you. You know what he did when he created Adam? He breathed into his nostrils. And what did he obtain? He became a living deposit because he received life from somebody who had life in him. So now when I separate myself from you and I go after something opposite of you, guess what I'm telling you? I don't want the life. I want the death. Yeah. So guess why he going to keep burning us up? Guess why you keep suffering? Guess why he make you go through? Because you don't want me. Yeah. I'm the one that's got the healing. He can heal, he can wound, he can kill, he can make alive. Yeah. So guess what I need to do? Stay with him. You know why? Because he can give me something greater than everything else I got out there. Yeah. But if I don't have that mind, I'm going to forsake him and take hold of something else. Yeah. So when I forsake him, what is he going to do? He's going to forsake you. Yeah. That's why he told you the wicked going to be cast in the Sheol and all the nations who forget Elohim. Because guess what? You know what I do? Basically, when I had that money and I spend it on something else, I forgot the money. I forgot the work because I now obtained this. So every time you're going to commit sin, guess what you did? Forget Elohim, forget everything he done, forget Yahusha and how he died for you, forget Yahusha and how he lived to be an example before you because you decided to go for something else. Yeah. You think realistically this is worth 2 hours? If I'm getting paid $10 an hour, I work 2 hours for this. No, but when the time comes, when it's presented, I look at it, I say, you know what? Ooh, I kind of like that. Ooh, it made me feel good. I think, when I get this, people will like it when they see it. And we'll go out there and do it. We do these things for the appearance of other people, not really taking the value, what we're sacrificing in order to obtain something else. That's why and that's why so many people are in such a financial bad position. You know why? Because you don't put into mindset what you're sacrificing to obtain what you got. Yeah. And not only are you naturally broke, guess what else you are? You're spiritually broke. Your ruach is broke because you keep spending on stuff that got no value. Yeah. You keep spending on stuff that's going away and it loses value so quick. Yeah. When you have an opportunity to take chance to purchase something that abides forever. Come on. Whoever. Bereshit chapter 2, they call it the book of Genesis. Bereshit chapter 2 and 1. Let's see how Yahuah got his rest. Because this man, he established something from us. He established something for us to be able to see the example based on what he did. He didn't just give us no writers. This man didn't just tell me, do this, do this, do this. He showed us because he did it. Then he had a son. You know what he made the son do? I made the son do the same thing to show that, guess what? If I take part of the same thing that the father did and he gave to his son, then guess what happens when I do the same pattern of behavior? I become a son. That's why he told you in all of Yahuah chapter 3 and 1, what he told you? Behold, now we the beneath Elohim. He had given me this opportunity to become a son because I do the same pattern of the father. If you know what you'll look at? You look at a son and the son do the same thing of the father. You're like, man, you're just like your father. You're just like your dad. And it's not because I teach my son. AJ got a lot of pattern of behavior that he got from his father. Naturally, ironically, I don't have to teach him, AJ, when you get upset, do this. AJ, when you get frustrated, do this. AJ, when you get happy, smile like this. I don't have to teach him these things. These are things that he's picked up because his connection to me. These things are naturally in this man. The same way, guess what? You didn't have to do anything to obtain that life. What did you do? Nothing. I put it in you. And you saw fit to reject me to take on something else. That's what kids are doing now. They're going out and searching out other things. That's why I preached told he said your house is in bad shape when your kids got to look further than the dinner table for an example. Because the pattern of behavior that they should be able to get is based on what they see you do. That's just like this. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If your kids got to look further than you to see an example, I got to look the right to be an example, then what good are you? Give your kid to somebody else who can do the job then. Because guess what they need to see it from? Before I see it from Ra, I need to see it from you. When I see him, you know what I ought to see? That's the same thing my father do. When I see him, I say, you know, that's the same way my mother stand. You ain't got to just be a man to do this. You can be a woman. Guess what he told you about the Shalakim? He said, do not we have power to lead about who? But a Shalakim, a Ak, a Aim, a Akuth. Guess what? All these things should be demonstrated based on the writings. Based on the writings to tell a man how to live, how a child should live, how a woman should live, how a mother should live, how a father should live. All these things, all these patterns of behavior come from what? Come from the word. So if I don't live according to the word, I've now stopped myself from being an example my kids need to see. Come on.
Thus the Shamayim and the Arats were completed.
It was what?
Completed.
It was completed. Why would he tell us this? Let's see.
And all their sabot. By the seventh Yom, Elohim completed his work which he had done. And he rested on the seventh Yom from all his work.
What did he say?
And he rested on the seventh Yom from all his work.
How did he get the rest? Read it again. Let's see how he got it. What he told us.
By the seventh Yom, Elohim completed his work.
He completed the work. That's how he got the rest. He completed the work. So if I don't complete the work that he's given me, the way that he told me to live, if I don't do it, guess what I haven't done? I haven't completed it. I haven't fulfilled everything. That's why, you know what they keep telling you about the writers? Even when it come down to Yehudah, it told you that Yahusha, knowing all things that what? Should be fulfilled. Fulfilled. That's the thing that we all look at. We look at, oh, you know what? I've done something, but you haven't done it to its fullness. You kept a part of it and still look to take part of the rest. How is it going to work? He told you that Yahuah's work was completed. Yahusha's work was what? It was fulfilled. There was nothing incomplete about it. I've done everything just the way it needed to be done. That's how I got the rest. So now he's telling me that. Why? So that way I can be minded to do the same thing. I should be minded not to be a part-time lover. I should not be a part-time hearer, a part-time liver, because I'll never get the rest. Because the only way to get it is for my work to be fulfilled.
Right.
Come on.
And he rested on the Shabbat Yom from all his work which he had done.
So the thing is, guess what? He rested. That's of no value to me. That's of no benefit to me. You know why? Because guess what? I went to sleep last night. Technically, I rested. But guess what? I woke up this morning. I'm still tired. I'm still tired. You know what I'm looking for? You know what I'm looking for?
Eternal rest.
Another rest. I'm looking for another rest. Not even just the eternal rest, just naturally speaking, but that's good because y'all, I'm going there. I'm just not there yet. But this is what you look at. I slept last night, woke up this morning. Now, naturally, you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking to go back to sleep tonight. You know why? Because the rest that I got, it can't sustain me.
Right.
It wasn't enough to sustain me.
Right.
That's the same thing that happened with us.
Yeah.
The thing that we keep going after to look after, the reason why I was saying one time, like, you know what? I'll go out and do it again. Because you know what? It doesn't sustain you. The thing that you're looking at to try to please your flesh, it can never sustain you.
That's right.
Because it's of no true value. So the thing that we look at with the rest that Yahuah got, let us see what he told us about it.
Then Elohim barak the Shabbat Yom and Kadash it,
Why?
because in it he rested from all his work
That's why he barak it. Because he rested in all his work. And what happened?
which Elohim had created and made. This is the account of the Shamayim and the Arats when they were created. In the Yom that Yahuah Elohim made Arats and Shamayim.
That didn't say how I wanted to say. Jump over, get me that U'Allah Shemut 31. What I had told you to hold.
31 and 12.
Yeah, 31 and 12. But let's see what he told us specifically about that rest. Listen.
Yahuah spoke to Mushah, saying, and you speak to the Bani of Yasharal, saying, you shall surely keep my Shabbat.
Why?
For it is an ox between me and you.
It's a sign between me and you. He just told you what he did to the Shabbat. What did he do to it? I made a Kadash. I barak it. He told you he barak this thing. I gave a benefit to it, and then I made a Kadash. I set this thing aside because I barak this one, but I didn't barak the other 6. Only the one got the baraka.
Right.
Come on.
For it is an ox between me and you throughout your Tuledah, that you may yada that I am Yahuah who Kodash you.
Oh, amazingly. He said that this is going to be a sign between me and you, right? Guess what? Why is it going to be a sign between me and you? Because you kept it. Because you've kept this thing that I set and I've Kadash. Now he told you what he's going to do with you. He said he's going to barak you. Just the same, you know why? You know why I would barak you? Why I would give a benefit to you? Because you kept the thing that I gave a benefit to. So naturally, of course, this is what you got to look at. If this thing right here is special, it's got a barak, right? And you take part of this. And now guess what you get access to? You get access to the same barak because I barak this and now you have it. Yeah. That's the same reason why we got to take hold of Yahushua, because guess what he got? So guess what happens if we take part of him? We'll get a barak. Come on.
And you shall keep the Shabbat, for it is Kodash to you.
Because it's separated. It's set aside.
Everyone who profanes it shall surely be put to moot.
He said everyone that go through and they do something against this one, they're going to be put to moot. Now, you know why they would be put to moot? Makes sense in a second. Never thought about this in the time. But read it again. Let's see what he said.
Everyone who profanes
Matter of fact, what verse you at?
Verse 14.
Verse 14. Pick me back at verse 12. Let's see what he said.
Yes, sir.
Let's see what he said.
Yahuah spoke to Mushah, saying, and you speak to the Bani of Yasharal, saying, you shall surely keep my Shabbats, for it is an ox between me and you.
Listen hard with me. See if you can find it as I go. Listen.
Throughout your Tuledah, that you may yada that I am Yahuah who Kodashes you. And you shall keep the Shabbat, for it is Kodash to you. Everyone who profanes it shall surely be put to moot. For whoever does any work on it, that Nephash shall be cut off among his arm.
So what did he tell you about the Shabbat? It was Kadash. So, and what he told you having somebody do something against that Kadash Yom? He was going to put him to death. So now if he'll do all that for a day, what will he do for us if we become Kadash? If we become the Kodashim, what will he do against somebody who come in and try to profane us? Somebody who comes in and does something against us.
That's right.
That's why he told you it'd be better that a millstone be cast by not to be cast into the Yom. You know why? Because it's Kadash. I've set this thing aside. And not only did I Kadash it, guess what else I did for it? I barak it. Now, who can go through and curse what Elohim has barak?
right.
So
Yeah.
you would put your mind to try to curse something that I've made special. You would try to make something profane, try to make it common after I've said this thing was set aside and this thing was Kadash. You'd be a fool. What I'm gonna have to do to you? I'm gonna have to kill this man. That's why I don't have to be so afraid when people come against me or when people speak evilly against me. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad. You know why? Because guess what I got to be minded of? He's going to destroy the man that try to come against me. When every word they're going to be put, he's going to condemn it in the mosh pot. Only because he made me Kadash and gave me a Baraka. So if we don't even understand what he did for the day, and mind you, you know what he didn't do? You know what else he told you? He said he didn't make man for the Shabbat. What did he do?
The Shabbat for man.
I set aside something that was extra special and put a Barak on it for you. For each and every one of us. So if I don't keep it, then guess what I've done? I've neglected the special Barak that he set aside. I've neglected the opportunity he gave for me to become Kadash. So now, this is what I got to look at. It's only right that he got to destroy me. Because if I let you slide for not keeping my Shabbat, then I got to let the man slide when he do things against you. Is that fair? Is that what you want? Or you want me to be the avenger? You're looking for him to be to avenge you, right? To come in and give you justice to the ones who tried to steal your liberties. Well, I got to do the same thing against the men that don't keep the Shabbat. Because I've established the principle. Come on.
For 6 Yamim, work may be done, but on a Shabbat Iyum, there is a Shabbat of complete rest. Kodash to Yahuah, whoever does any work on the Shabbat Yom shall surely be put to moot. So the Bani of Yasharal shall keep the Shabbat to celebrate the Shabbat throughout their Tuladath as a perpetual Barit.
Perpetual, this never ending. So that meant when I established this from the beginning, just like when he made that oath with the fathers, guess what it was? Perpetual, from the beginning. So guess what? I may not have been the person he was initially talking to, but guess what? That Baraka fell upon me. Because of my connection to the Father, it fell upon me. So guess what? Every Shabbat, right, in concept, every Shabbat, when he baraked the first Shabbat, guess what happened? The one that preceded that one, guess what? The next Shabbat was just like the son of the first Shabbat. So guess what? The second Shabbat, I only know how to keep it and deal with it because of what? Because of the first. It was almost like the second one was the son. So because it's perpetual, every son is doing the same thing as the first father who was Kadash and was Barak. So guess what happened? The only reason that the second Shabbat knew what to do was because of the first one. So the same similitude should happen with your children. The reason why they should know what to do is because of what they see you do. So the reason why they won't keep it, the reason why they not Kadash, the reason why they won't get the Barak is because you're not. You're not Kadash. You're not getting the Barak. So how the children going to know how to do it? That's the same reason why he coming in and teaching us how to keep it. Because guess what? He even cast the people out of the land so the land could keep its Shabbat. You know why? Because the land know what to do. Ain't no problem with the land. Something wrong with you. You the problem. So I'm not going to get rid of the Shabbat. Nor is he going to get rid of the land. I'm going to get rid of you. You messed it up. You defiled it. So if I get rid of you, it'll be clean. So the same similitude to why he'll remove people out of your life. You know why? Because that's the thing that's stopping you from being Kadash. That's the thing that's stopping you from getting your Barak. But you're so minded like, oh, I need to have it. I love it so much. But guess what? You can love it. You can have it. But guess what you're going to be? You're going to be an enemy against me, not to be the one to take part of my Baraka. You're not going to be the one to take part of the Kadash. You're not going to be the one to take part of the cleansing. Because if you're not clean, what are you? You're dirty. So guess what he's coming back for? He's coming back for the clean and pure. Nothing but the pure and lob is going to see him. So guess what? If my lob is dirty, I can't see him. How do I keep my lob from being dirty? Beautiful. That's exactly what I was thinking about. In the 5th chapter of the book of Ephesians, he said he'd wash it and cleanse it with what? Washing of the word. So every time I'm hearing the word, he's giving me a chance to become pure and lob. So that way I can see this man. Even told that he's looking to see who? He looking to see him. He looking to behold him and not another. So guess what happened? If you say you're looking to behold him, but your lob is dirty, guess what you are? Blood kazab. Blood kazab. You a liar. You're a liar because you truly were looking to see this man. You would do the things necessary to take part of his baraka, to take part of his behold this man when he come in shalom. Come on.
It is a odds between me and the Bani of Yasharal along.
Look fast, we running short on time now.
For in 6 Yamim, Yahuah made Shamayim and Arats, but on the Shabbat Iyum, he ceased and was refreshed.
He was what?
Refreshed.
That's how I know it had a benefit to it. If it didn't do nothing for him, why would I expect it to do something for me? That's why he had to tell you, guess what? I did it, and guess what it did for me? It refreshed me. How did I get the refreshing? Because I did the work first. Before I could ever get the rest, I had to do the work. So if I don't do the work, how am I going to take part of it? What am I looking to get if I haven't done nothing? You're looking to work to a point and you get a retirement, but you haven't done no work. You haven't put nothing into the system. So how can I get something out?
That's right.
It don't have nothing in it. The only reason why this would be a benefit to me is because I put something in it. I get a bottle, oh, they got these new Stanley Cups. These are so cool, so beautiful. I almost said niggas, but matter of fact, niggas is buying cups. The cup don't do nothing. It's about what's in the cup. I can walk around with a Stanley. Ooh, look at my cup. Look at my cup. I'm thirsty, y'all. Ooh, I got a Stanley. I got a Stanley. It doesn't do anything unless there's something in it to be a benefit to me.
That's right.
These writings don't do anything for me. I don't care how pretty it is. I don't care if you can personalize it, design it, unless it does something for me. Unless something is in that to be a benefit to me, to restore my nafash. It can't do nothing for me. I don't need it. So now when I'm coming in, I'm hearing the word. I'm not coming to just get information. I'm coming to see how this information entails me getting something.
That's right.
Matter of fact, I'll show you how. Give me Abraham chapter 4:1. Because I done told you about the Shabbat, but the Shabbat don't have no benefit unless it got something for you. They're called the book of Hebrew. This is chapter 4 and verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Listen to the book.
Therefore, since a Shabbat still remains of entering into his rest.
Since a who?
Shabbat.
What's a Shabbat?
Promise.
That's a promise. He done made an oath. Of what?
Still remains of entering into his rest.
So guess what? This is what you got to look at. Why he told you about that? Still remaining. Because if they had already got it, then it was already gone. The only way we can get it is because the promise, it hasn't been issued out. That's just like with Yaakov and Asu. Guess what happened? What were they all trying to get? They were both trying to get a baraka, right? So what's happened when Asu came? When he came to the father, he said, Father, I have what you need. Father, you were hungry. I have something for you. What did he told him? I ain't got nothing left. So if the promise was already used up and gone, then how can it help me?
Right.
So in order for me to take value of it, I have to believe that there's still something in there for me. I have to believe that he's got something set aside just for me, just for you. Don't you realize that if everything he had was just for those people, then there's really no benefit for us unless we can also take part of it?
That's right.
You know, in the book of Kazum, when he saw those set aside, the Kodashim set aside, he said, what are these? You know what they were waiting on? The same affliction that happened to them, that happened to us. Right. You know why? Because if he had already said, you know what, y'all don't suffer. You know what? Come on, we're gonna go ahead, forget the rest of that. We're gonna all celebrate and get all right now. Then guess what that would have done for us? Nothing. We'd have came there and be like, what you got for us? Right. You know what he had told us? Nothing. I ain't got nothing left. I already gave it to them, and surely they're gonna be baraka. So now you know what you're gonna be after that? You're going to just be a hater. That's all you're going to do. He hated his brother. You know why? Because you got everything and I got nothing. We'd have been hating on them. But now he said, you know what? You ain't got to be a hater. You can be a participator. He's given us an opportunity based on the writings, based on us understanding the writings and doing the same thing that they did. Come on.
Please let us Yahweh, lest any of you shall see his times being delayed.
Please let us fear. You know why? Because if you don't have the fear, you won't value what you already have. You'll squander that because you're like, oh, well, you know what, really? What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen if I set aside the salvation, the opportunity for salvation that I've been given to take out the something that brings forth death? Right. If I don't fear the death, if I don't fear the alternative, then why would I not go after it? He told me, you know what? Everybody who touched that, if you touch that, you're going to die. If I don't have no fear of death, what's going to stop me from touching? Matter of fact, I ain't going to do this. The reason why you do, I got that fear, like, I'm going to try to do it, but I got that fear. It just might. But if I walk up, you weren't scared to touch it? He just told you what to do. That's why he wanted to have the fear. Right. That's why he's teaching us things so that we can fear this man. We can understand the benefit that he has and also understand the things he can do against the man. Guess what? He told you about the baraka, right? So guess what you also got to know? I got to know about the curses. I can't just know about the good things about this man. Because all I'm going to do, I'm going to come to him when I want something. When I don't want something, what I'm going to do? I'm going to do things against him. But if I know that just like he has power to barak, and he shall be barak, that he also has the power to curse. And guess what's going to happen? And you shall be cursed. And can't nobody undo that. Right. If he give order to barak and nobody can reverse it, then what about if he give order for you to be Allah, for you to be cursed and cut off? Who's going to entreat for you? You can target this man. Who's going to entreat for you? Nobody. That's why he's giving us an opportunity to understand what we need to do. Come on.
For indeed the tube news came to us as it came unto them, but the debar was not useful to them which they shama in the presence that did not have been united with Amunah and those who shama it.
Because you know what he's trying to get us to understand? Just same as that what we just talked about. You told me about this thing, about the curses of it and the barakas of it. But if I don't have a fear of the Allah, of the curses, then what's going to stop me from doing something against it? That's the same thing that happened with them because it wasn't mixed with amunah, because it wasn't mixed with a belief. The belief is the thing that comes in to be the separator between those who are Kadash and those who are not. Because I believe based upon the writings. That's why he gave us those things that were written aforetime to do what? For our learning, to show us how to be like who? To teach us. You know what happened when I get that understanding? It'll give me a belief because amunah come by what? And hearing by? Okay, so if I don't hear the bar of Elohim, how am I going to get the amunah? And then if I'm coming and I'm hearing something and it's not the bar of amunah, guess what it can't do? It can't do nothing for you. So the two things have to be intertwined. I got to hear, and the thing I got to hear got to be right. Otherwise, I can't get the benefits. That's just like it's people who go to service, who go to church religiously. But if they're not getting anything that's giving them something conducive to salvation, then it's of no value. I'm just coming in, I'm wasting time because it can't be mixed with amunah because it's not the bar of Elohim. Even the synagogues, that's fine too. Regardless of where you're at, the synagogues, the mosque, the church, the one that just call you call yourself Bethel, don't matter. If what you're hearing isn't the bar of Elohim and it's not being mixed with amunah, it can't be a benefit to you. Right. It ain't segregated to no religion. You call yourself whatever you want to call yourself. But if you don't have the amunah based upon the things that were written aforetime to be for your understanding, it can't help you. Right. Come on. This thing got to be a mixture. I'm going to make a cake and I ain't got nothing but flour. It can't work. I got to have each and every ingredient needed for me to make that cake. Come on.
For we who have a mind enter into rest.
He said that we that do what?
A mind.
You got to believe this thing to enter into that rest. I got to believe he's got it for me. You know how I'm going to show my belief? By my works, my actions going to show what's in me. I just like the cup. When I pour it out, if ain't nothing in there, can't nothing come out of it. But if I got a belief in these things, if I got a belief when I hear the writings, then guess what that means? When situations come and it's time me to dispense what's in me, it's going to come. Just like he told you in you keep reading that second chapter of the book of Barashit. He told you about what was in there. The Naharim. He told you about the Ma'im. The Ma'im flew out of it. It flowed out of it. Why? Because it was in there. The same thing he told you, we read that yesterday in the book of Yahuah, chapter 7:37. He spoke about what? It's supposed to come out of you. How's it going to get in you? It's got to be in there based upon you coming unto the fountain. Once I come to this man and he put it in me, now it's in me. It can come out. It can issue out of me. That's right. The same thing happened with Adam when he breathed in this man. He became a living nefesh, a living soul. Guess what happened? Because it was in him, he was able to issue it out. So I only take life because of what? Because of what was in that man. Right. So now if I look to take on eternal life, how am I going to get it? I got to go to the one that got power to give eternal life. Right. Come on, let's see what he told me. I'm with you. Even the babes got to say it. Come on, listen to the book.
For we who have a mind enter into rest.
He said that we did a mind enter into the rest. Come on.
Just as that he has said, as I shabbat in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although his works have come into being from the foundation of the Olam. For he has spoke the Kitab on the Shabbat, and he rested on the Shabbat from all his works. He keep tying it back. The same work that you look, the rest that you're looking to get to is the similitude of the natural Shabbat that I already left for you to understand. Because guess what you're supposed to do in the Shabbat? You're supposed to rest, so you aren't supposed to be doing no work. So if I take that mindset and say, okay, well, he's going to let me keep a Shabbat with him. Guess what I'm looking for? My rest to stop. Everything I'm doing right now is to take part of the rest. So if I'm working down here and I got to work up there, then it ain't no benefit to me. Right. So based upon me knowing that the stuff I'm doing right now, hey, Monday through Friday, Sunday through Friday, really, what you doing? Working. I'm going out working. I'm laboring. Just like he told Adam, by the sweat of my brow, depth of summer. By the sweat of my brow, I'm doing everything I got to do. But guess what I'm looking at with him? You work, you do enough work, you can come and be with me. Guess what? You don't have to do that no more. I say, you know what? That's pretty interesting. So you're telling me I can do enough that I have something stored up and laid up for me? A crown, if you will? A crown laid up for me? And I can take part of that rest? Why would I not? Why would I not take hold of that? Why would I not say, you know what? That's better than what I'm doing right now. That's better than everything I got right now. Why would I not want to do that? And the thing is, I would only do that because I naturally understand the natural Shabbat he gave me. So if I don't even understand that, then why would I naturally want to go and be with this man? You know what they tell everybody when they die? Rest in peace. How are you going to rest in peace if you haven't even done anything worthy to obtain this rest? Right. Because in order to obtain this rest, what you got to do? You got to cease from sin. You got to. He said that he that ceased from sin has entered into his rest. So if I'm doing work, but it's not the work necessary to take part of the rest, then guess what?
My work was in vain. My job is to say, you know what, I need everybody to build these right here, build these podiums. And I've gone through it and said, all my life, you know what I've been doing? I've been building pews. I'm the best pew builder they got. But guess what I was supposed to be doing with the time I had? This is what I'm supposed to be building. So what are you doing with your time? You doing something, you doing some works, but are you doing the work he's looking for? Are you doing the work worthy to obtain the rest? Then we look around and we get sad. You know what they tell you? They got a saying. They say everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die. Nobody want to die. Nobody wants to go through what's necessary to take part of the rest. That's the similitude of what we have to understand. And you know, it's not even just so much the natural death, but you know what it is? Dying to the will of the flesh, mortifying my members on this life, on this rods. In this life, it's some things, it's some desires I got, kill it out. It's some things that my flesh want to go out there and do, kill it out. You know why? So I can obtain eternal life. Right. I got to die in order to live with him. So guess what? The same similitude happened right now. In order for me to go and be with him, guess what I'm going to have to do? I got to die. So now when Lee and Bow said I came to die, guess what's happening every time I'm hearing the word? It's telling me about something else that I got to go out, I got to go through and kill out. Kill this thing out. It's telling me don't do this, kill it out. Right. That's fine. That's no problem. And why would I have no problem with killing that out? Because I'm getting something far better. That's just like last week we read it in the book of Yahuah. Guess what he told it? They said, what are we going to get? What are we going to get? And he said, you know what? You done lost what? You done lost stuff. You done lost houses, mothers, fathers, sisters, all these different things. But guess what's going to happen? I'm going to give you something even better. Right. And not even just better, I'm going to give you way more than what you had. So if I'm going to get way more than what I had, then why would I be crying when it's time for me to kill something out? When it's time for me to kill out a relationship, kill out a behavior, kill out a mindset. He going to give me something better. He going to give me a new mind. We saying that something, my mind done gone. You know why I wouldn't be worried about losing that old smoking, drinking, lying, lusting, fornicating, homosexual, if you will, not man, but you might have had it. Why wouldn't I be hurt about him killing that mind out? Right. Because Yahusha gave me a new mind. So now my mind done gone. If he going to put eternal life in me, I got to have eternal damnation out of me. He ain't going to mix that thing up. The only thing he told you about being mixed was the hearing and the amunah of it. That's the only thing that can be mixed. But when it comes down to Rosha and Sadiq, righteousness and wickedness, those things don't mix. Just like water and oil, it don't mix, right? The same thing that happened with right and wrong, it don't mix. You ain't gonna never get nothing with that. You got to get rid of the wrong and take part of the right. Just like he told you in the 15th chapter of the book of 1 Corinthians, that the corruptible had to put on incorruption. That the imperfection got to put on perfection. I got to take one off to put on the other. The same thing happened with Asu and Yaakov. Guess what he had to do in order to put on his brother? Take off the things of your code. So in order for me to put on the things of eternal life, guess what I got to do? I got to take off the other stuff. I got to take off everything that stopped me from being able to obtain. I got to be minded to take off everything that stopped me from being an inheritor and taking part of the what? Taking part of the rest. Now, you have an opportunity in your hands right now because you're still alive to do works sufficient to do what? To obtain the rest. Don't let it be wasted. A hobby. Be encouraged.
You are listening to Dr. Evie.